Yalova needs 8 for a title. Bang!
There's the emotion.
There it is.
Boom! Jordan Richard.
Champion again.
And welcome, everybody, to Championship Sunday here at Sam's Town in Las Vegas with PBA Hall of Famer Tom Hess and Mike Flanagan and Brian Kane. I'm Dave Lamont. Welcome to Bowl TV's live coverage of the 2024 USBC Senior Masters. Tom, you cannot think of this tournament without thinking of John Janowicz. JJ, the defending champion, is back, third seed in the field. What is it about either this building or this event that makes this right in his wheelhouse?
Well, JJ, number one, is a great player. And he is a master technician at figuring out the lanes, setting the lanes up for himself, and he's just made some great runs. What stands in his way today is the guy that actually put him into the loser's bracket, our number one seed.
Yeah, Sean Murkowski, who won last year, picked up his first PBA 50 title in the World Series of Bowling in the Monticelli pattern. Knocked off some big names yesterday, undefeated in the bracket, so far he has looked impervious to this whole situation. What is working for him?
Well, John, also a great player. His second full season out on the tour. He got a title last year. The lanes are playing right to what John wants to do. He is a calm, great bowler, and he's got the advantage today. He's got to be beat twice to not take home the 2024 Senior Masters title.
Very unique twist to this, and we're ready to go in the action because we haven't even talked about the guys you're going to look at right here. Andres Gomez and Mike Bailey. And Andres out of South Florida in Davie, just west of Fort Lauderdale. And veteran righty, looking for his first 50 title, but he owns Kids Tour titles, 3 of them.
Yeah, Andres is a great player. Gets us underway.
And it's a little improbable that he's here for several reasons. One, he's hurt. He's got an Achilles heel that's hanging on by a thread. 2, after the 4 for 3 started and he opened with a 175, he was seemingly adrift. And he got hot, took advantage of Bob Newman having a bad last game, and all of a sudden here's Andres Gomez taking on the only lefty on our show today, Mike Bailey.
Great opening shots from each of our players. As you can see, both players going with urethane. Urethane has been the theme throughout the matches, and I expect to see a lot of that today.
Got a 41-foot pattern here, Tom. How would you break that down for our viewers?
Well, it's a 2-to-1 ratio, but the scores were pretty high. Most of the guys are staying to the right-handers are staying to the right, playing 5, 6, 7 with urethane. It'll be interesting as we have 4 matches here today, a possible 5th, how long the guys can stay in the urethane.
Take a look at Mike's arsenal.
Yeah, Mike going with the purple hammer.
And again, it's something you talked about yesterday when we started eliminating people. And we should mention Tom with a very strong 16th place in this event. Mike was, running his own show. Only lefty, got all it to himself. He can try to, anyway, create what is most advantageous for him. You see what Andres has? And I think pitch black is what he opened up with.
Yeah, he started with the pitch black, and I was talking to Andres a little bit down there when he was warming up. And the XL, one of our new balls, Rotogrip XL, is a ball that if he has to get out of the pitch black, he's probably going to go to that because it blends the lane out so well for him.
All right, no trouble at all. Andres, that heel is so bad that he's not bowling the U.S. Senior Open next week, where he certainly would have been a contender for a title. But he's going to take the rest of June to try to get ready for July and beyond on the PBA 50 Tour. He was kind of fooled by his own body. Before he got here, I feel pretty good. And after about a day, his heel is really bothering him.
Yeah, he said the pain is about a 6.5 to 7, and it's in the second and fourth step as it's his right heel, and it really affects him when he goes into his push-off, his drive step, as lots of people like to say.
Well, 3 for 3 for Gomez. Mentioned he does not yet have a PBA 50 title.
You know, Andres made a great change to this ball last night in the 3 for 4. He tried to throw reactive the first game, bowled the 175, made a blind ball change to this pitch black that he started with this morning, and was able to run down Bob Newman, who unfortunately is our 6th place finisher in the event.
Yeah, Bob, combination of Andres bowling really well. Bob had a 159, I believe, to finish, so that eliminated him, but still a very strong 6th. At a very hard event. Think about it. We started with 312. We're down to the final 5. The match play format is demanding. It's full of little trapdoors. You don't always know what you're walking into or whom you're walking into, and it's a rugged event, as any major should be. John Janowitz is the 3rd seed, the defending champion, will be next. Then Randy Weiss making his debut on a show, and then John Murkowski, the top seed.
Yeah, that was a little soft. He kind of got that one up in the air, grabbed it a little bit. Unfortunate to not break up the split. 2-4-6-10 from Bailey. Just hit that one a little bit too hard. Got it to hook just too soon.
First test of the match. And he will just take a couple. It's an early break for Andres Gomez. Kegel is the official lane maintenance provider of the United States Bowling Congress and the PWBA. Congratulations, by the way, to Lauren Russo for her win yesterday on the PWBA Tour, which hopefully you watched on Bowl TV. And we will be in Greeley, Colorado, with live coverage of the U.S. Senior Open, the PBA Senior Open will be coming up starting next week from Greeley.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate Lauren as well. Congratulations, young lady. Great job yesterday.
And a week 10 there for Gomez. Yeah, that was a loaded stepladder for the ladies, so it's a significant victory. Watch the shot.
This is what we're going to have to pay attention to today as guys are throwing urethane. As that ball starts to lose its down lane motion and not go through the pins as well. Whoever can stay on top of that transition is probably going to come out on top today.
Well, you've talked about that quite a bit since you joined us yesterday. Is there like a ticking clock on urethane as to how long it lasts? Are certain urethane balls better at maintaining their strength, or do they all pretty much fade out at the same time?
No, every ball's just a little bit different, Dave, and every player treats them just a little bit different. Several guys actually only went into, let's say Chris Barnes, he went into several matches with the idea that I'm only going to throw this 6, 7, 8, 9 frames, and then I'm going right to reactive. So they come in with a game plan. But with all the extra practice today, and that's left.
And it held just enough for Andres.
Wow, but with all the extra practice and all 5 guys down there at one time, these lanes are going to transition quite a bit today. So whoever can stay on top of it, we can see Andres down here in front of us. He's really trying to stretch out that heel. He looks to be in some pain this morning.
Well, listen, there's only so much that over-the-counter medications, and even if it's super strong, even prescription ibuprofen, which might be as high as 600 or even 800 milligrams, once that wears off, and you've been taking it for a while, as he has been, it's tougher and tougher and tougher. Got to go. It did.
Yeah, that one looked to me to be just a touch left from what Mike's been trying to do. See that one all the way out to about the 3 board. Able to make it back. Waiting on a ball here.
Mike from Carrollton, Texas. Not sure how much, excuse me, yeah, Mike. I'm not sure how much we'll see of him the rest of the summer.
Yeah, Mike is not a regular on the PBA 50 tour.
Yeah.
Bowls a lot of the big events, as I mentioned yesterday. He made the stepladder at we had a PBA 50 Super Regional down in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Mike made the stepladder, finishes 4th down there. Because that was a Super Regional, that was basically another national stop.
Yeah.
Almost all the guys were there. So Mike can play. Obviously, you don't get this far if you can't play. That's going high again.
Yeah, that's that same leave on the same lane.
Yeah, 2 times. I think he's just been a little bit slow, and you can see him actually try to get that ball out on the lane. And I think in trying to get it out on the lane, he's just grabbing it and hitting up on it just a little bit.
That is really unusual for that kind of a leave. You know, you can leave ringing 10s or ringing 7s all day in the same lane, but that is a weird one.
Yeah, I think Mike repeated shots. Unfortunately, didn't repeat the shot you want to repeat, but a lot of spare.
But he didn't repeat the last effort on that either when he only clipped 2. This time, all 4 take a dive. Put that in the archives in case you ever need to shoot that if you're left-handed. So Andres Gomez, that's like the guy making the 30-foot par putt on you in match play that you thought he was going to miss. So Andres, of course, he's been around the block a few hundred times. So he's been dunked on before, and he will come back. Oof, wow.
That one there, that's a completely different 10-pin than the one he just left. That's a ringing 10-pin. So we take a look at the replay here. Watch the 6-pin. Pay attention to that as it goes right around the 10. The last one, the 6-pin sat in the gutter. This one just misses.
So interestingly, Mike has the same leave in 4 and 6. Andres has the same leave, although a different look about the shot on in his 4th and 6th frames. John Janowitz is next, warming up off to our left. Anything particular here, Tom, about this 1920 pair that you remember that might be unique?
Yeah, the year I won back in 2021, the first match I threw the same ball, and then every match after that I actually switched. I was throwing different balls. The right lane normally just a little bit tighter, at least for the right-handers.
Pretty shot for Gomez.
See that, Andres? Pretty much straight down the lane, 7-8, dead high flush.
Bailey just about in a must-strike position here. Gomez has been steady. Mike's been fine on this lane. We'll see what happens when he gets back to lane 19.
It's a great shot there.
No trouble on the right.
He's talking to himself here as he moves over to this left lane. He's going to try to be as soft with it on this lane as he has been. He's going to need to cheat a little bit to the right, obviously, as his ball's going high.
He's got to somehow erase the memory of his last 2 appearances on this lane and try to put some pressure on Gomez with a double.
That's a better shot. That's what he's got to protect from, though. That was the light swisher. Can't move too far, get too aggressive with the urethane ball, or it won't make it back to the pocket. Mike gets the light swisher.
Former San Jose State Spartan with a double.
And now some pressure back on Andres as Mike seems to have the left lane figured out. Andres back-to-back 10 pins here on lane 20. One I would call a flat 10, and obviously the last one a ringing 10. Andres gave that one a little bit more room.
There you go.
Got it a little bit further right, created a little bit more shape, changed that angle into the 1-3. And this time you can watch the 6-pin just snap out the 10 as we take a look at this replay. Just the minute little changes that the players at this caliber make to get that corner pin out.
259 possible for Gomez. 242 would be Bailey's best. Foundation frame here for Gomez. He has struck every time on the left lane. Light.
Likes it. Oh.
Had it all the way.
Yeah, as soon as the head pin hit the 10 pin, he had it. Watch this head pin come off the wall. It actually into the 6. The 6 tried to play defense. The head pin said, "No, thank you, sir. My job is to get that 10 out, and I'm going to do my job."
Looked like Refrigerator Perry scoring a touchdown. You could put all the defenders in the world in there, but the fridge was getting in the end zone.
Pretty good shot there from Mike.
Well, he's got that nailed, but he's going to have to finish on the left lane that hasn't always been his friend.
And interestingly, that was Mike's decision. Mike being the higher seed got to choose the order of this match, and Mike chose one of 2 things. He either wanted to finish the match first, which put him on this left lane, or he liked this left lane better in practice. We are about to find out.
No, his experiences haven't been boring, that's for sure. He cannot lock Gomez out. Wow, he has come back with a vengeance on that lane.
Yeah, that's Mike's best shot of the match.
He's going to need 2 more. He's got to put Andres in a position where Andres is going to have to perform in the 10th.
Yeah, this is the big one, Dave. This strike right here gets him into the 240s, makes Andres throw the first one.
And Mike taking his time.
I should correct myself there with good count, because if Mike were to strike and then get 6 again, that would open up 9 spare strike for a tie.
Oh, it's even weirder seeing how he's thrown 3 great shots in a row on that lane as to what happened in the middle of the match, which may end up being the defining moment of this match.
Yeah, I think Mike's really trying to control his ball speed. I think he's trying not to overthrow it. I mentioned that Mike made the stepladder in Jonesboro. This event, much bigger, probably a little bit of dealing with the pressure, trying not to overthrow it, and just got soft twice in a row on the left lane. Seven here is the big number.
Messenger, indeed. Great finish for Mike Bailey. He maxes out at the 242.
Andres Gomez must strike.
Isn't that wild, Tom? He throws the identical leave in the 4th and 6th frame, actually converts one of them, and then throws 4 strikes in a row on that same lane. And again, a quiet 10-pin on the right lane, tripping up Andres Gomez.
Yeah, that one might have been just a touch quick. You could see it was in, didn't quite have the angle down lane, and Mike Bailey going to advance.
With an open frame, he closes with a 6-bagger, and Andres Gomez will finish in 5th in the USBC Senior Masters. He'll heal up, and hopefully we will see him in July.
Pun intended there?
Yes. Yes. Well, a great tournament. Andres bowled like a real winner in this event. Just to get to this show, he had to overcome some very difficult odds. And
yeah, Dave, all the starts, stops, stops. When you're 100%, that can really wear on you. Coming in at Andres didn't give me a percentage, but obviously he's hurting, and to do what he did to get to this match is simply incredible.
Well, give that man an ice bath, and the 5th place check for Andres Gomez. Now, we told you Mike Flanagan's here. He really is. And he is going to jump in.
Hey, guys.
I understand you are kind of not a game show host necessarily, but you're in charge of the prize closet.
Yeah, and we'll be doing it between the next game. We're going to be giving away an I Am Bowling jersey. And then we're also going to be giving away a Storm bowling ball a little bit later on as well. So we've got a couple great giveaways here on Bowl TV.
I'll remind everybody that I Am Bowling is a brand for all bowlers, founded over 30 years ago. I Am Bowling has jerseys, T-shirts, hoodies, and accessories. Just go to iambowling.com to pick up your I Am Bowling apparel.
As you can see, all of our remaining seeds going to get some shots on the lanes now.
Next match will be the lefty, Mike Bailey, against defending champion John Janowitz.
This could be a slight advantage for Mike Bailey, as all 3 right-handers are going to come in and throw some shots on the right-hand side of the lane. That's going to transition that lane even more, and Mike, our lone lefty, if he can figure out his transitions and follow his own transition, could be advantage Bailey.
Well, that's all coming up. Our next match on the road to crowning a USBC Senior Masters champion. Or are we just going to keep the same crown for the same guy? We're going to find out here very shortly. Take a short break on Bowl TV, where bowling lives here.
What is it about bowling that captivates us so much? Mastery of the game is impossible, but perfection is just within reach. Success seems to lie 60 feet ahead, but the real battle takes place 6 inches between your ears. So if no matter how many times you fail, you would still do anything, and I mean anything, just to get 1% better. We know exactly how you feel.
USBC Coaching's Coach Plus program gives bronze, silver, and gold trained coaches the option to showcase their skills in a new way. Coach Plus helps grow visibility through the Find a Coach feature on bowl.com and provides several additional benefits. Additional subscriptions to Bowl TV and Bowlers Journal International, along with business card templates and an upgraded coach profile on Find a Coach, are included with Coach Plus. Elevate your visibility, enhance your brand, and grow your coaching business by visiting bowl.com for Coach Plus today.
Exciting news. We now have a pro subscription
for bowlers who really want to take their game to the next level.
The biggest thing, you can tag and label each game. Whenever you use a ball, whatever oil pattern that you're on,
you can now track the ball's performance and compare balls side by side.
It is incredibly powerful, and it is going to help you analyze your game. Boom! Try Lane Talk Pro free for 1 month, upgrading the app, and we'll see y'all.
Warm-ups just about to conclude here at the USBC Senior Masters, Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas. You can see the Strip from the hotel room, but we're not that close to the Strip, probably 15, 20 minutes away, depending on traffic, about 15, 20 minutes away from the airport. Good bowling center down here, downstairs or down the escalator, or sometimes the stairs if the escalator's not working. But looks like this will be headed back here next year as well, from what I understand. And what's going to be really great, Tom, when this is over with, is the gentleman who's going to be handing out the hardware is none other than Hall of Famer Ron Moore. Local man on the USBC Board of Directors, survived an unreal health scare and looks great. We'll be bowling in Columbus at the Tristan's Taps and PBA 60 event. So I'm excited. It was great to chat with Ron before the show and looking forward to seeing him afterwards.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Ron last week as he competed in the Super Senior Classic, and he was literally one chest pump away from them giving up, and they were able to resuscitate Ron, and great to see him back to being healthy and competing again. Did not make the top 12, but did get a check last week at the Super Senior Classic, and it's great to have Ron here today.
Yeah.
Not a better representative to give away the trophy today.
No, I was delighted. Chad Murphy, the executive director, is also here, executive director of USBC. JJ will be on the left lane, we are told. That's his choice as the number 3 seed, so the defending champion, John Janowitz. And it is funny, Tom. You talked about it. People in the know John, know his approach to the game. Even just 45 minutes before we started, I went over to chat with him. He's got his toolkit out, and he's talking to me, and this piece of tape's going here, this piece of tape's going here. This is, I mean, it's the only other 2 people that I know that I've seen anyway tinker that much would be Barnes and Norm Duke. That's what they do.
Yeah, Chris really isn't a tinker with tape type of guy. Norm is the tinker with tape kind of guy. JJ's the most methodical person I know when it comes to bowling, and as you see, he gets us underway with a strike.
Now, something he did do yesterday, and we'll see what happens when he goes over to the right lane his next turn, is there were instances where he used 2 different bowling balls.
Yeah, I talked about it when I was able to win here. That was the way I decided to attack him. I had to run the ladder from the first match, and the pair just got way different, and I was able to stand near the same part of the lane and just throw 2 different bowling balls. We'll see what JJ does today. Bailey.
Okay. Cleaned out the garbage. He was looking at a real headache. Watch the 8-pin be the last to fall here.
Yeah, that's a pretty good opening shot for match 2 here for Mike. He's obviously really trying to control his speed, trying to create that down lane shape.
And possibly control his nerves just a little bit. I don't know if you... This would be another interesting question since you've done it. As you go on, do you get more nervous as you get closer to winning or less nervous because, hey, all right, I won a game, everything's cool, I'm just going to bowl, that kind of thing?
Normally, in this kind of situation, as you advance, you get more and more comfortable on the lanes.
Okay.
But Mike only won 1 match. You know what I mean? He made a couple of errant shots. So if he gets into the middle of this match and gets a string, and, you know, I think if Mike beats JJ, he's going to be in control of the lane, and I like Mike's chances. Problem is, JJ's standing in his way, and JJ's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good blocker. He's not a big man, but he gets in your way quickly and stays there, and he's hard to move. Randy Weiss will be next up, the number 2 seed, making his televised stepladder debut. Randy's a kid, 50. And a player, as we found out yesterday.
Yeah, contender for PBA 50 Rookie of the Year this year is Randy.
And here's the defending PBA 50 Rookie of the Year. A title you can't win more than once. Just okay. Well, it looks like the same ball. I think that's Purple Hammer for him.
Yep.
So he did not go to the 2-ball strategy yet, but he already had, you know, as the defending champion, you are given a berth into the match play. He still was the number 1 seed.
Yeah, he's bowling really good. He won the last event down in Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah, that could have been a warning shot for everybody that he was in good form. You see what he's got there.
Yeah, and when he was down there warming up, it wasn't, this Purple Hammer wasn't even out, so that's why it's not on there. JJ, not affiliated with a bowling ball company, so he can throw whatever he wants.
Messenger's going to come up short there for JJ. You know, one thing we don't talk about with him, I don't see this guy miss common spares.
It doesn't happen very often.
It's really rare. I mean, you know, there's a few guys who we recognize as among the best on this tour at spares. Walter Ray always has that reputation because he earned it. You know, there are others. You've got a great reputation for spares. No one talks about JJ, but, you know, that's a hole in some people's games that can trip them up, keep them from winning. I've watched this guy enough now. I just don't see him blowing routine shots.
Well, Dave, that's basically what separates the greats from the goods out here is the guys that don't give away the makeable spares. Those add up over the course of an event. You know, you miss 4 or 5 spares, that's 40 or 50 pins. Great shot from Mike.
I like how he's, you know, we talked a little bit yesterday how calm he is, and he got a little more worked up near the end of the day yesterday, but his demeanor is pretty steady.
Yeah, I like what Mike's doing. He's playing the right part of the lane as far as I'm concerned. He's making good quality shots. I think the 2 errant ones in the first game were just him trying to keep his tempo down. When you get in this situation, Dave, we talk about it all the time. Everything goes so fast. So Mike could have been trying so hard to keep everything slowed down that he actually overdid it a little bit. Looks really comfortable on the lanes right now. And that one just, the 4 snaps the 7 out.
He's got this thing set up the way he wants it. I think it's just a matter of can he execute shots like that consistently. the beauty of having your own lane. And second time in a row, a soft 10 for John.
Yeah. Far be it for me to second guess.
No, go ahead. You are in the second guessing seat.
But I think he's trying to hook the ball just a little bit too much.
Okay. Is that a ball change or just a swing adjustment or a hand adjustment?
I think he just needs to. To me, he's really trying to curve the urethane, and I think JJ's carry percentage would be better if he would cheat just a touch right and just, jam it into the 1-3 per se.
The high hard one.
Yeah, not necessarily the high hard one,
no.
But just try not to cover quite as many boards. He's messing with some tape here.
There we go. Take a moment to tell you, we always love our friends at Lane Talk, a valuable USBC Gold partner. Stop by lanetalk.com to find live scoring links and centers across the United States and all the latest products to help you track your scores and improve your game. And we very much appreciate all the help we get from Lane Talk as well.
And JJ actually moved a little left, it appeared to me, and went light swisher instead of trying to get higher into the pocket. You can see the head pin comes off the wall and gets the 4.
Mike Bailey beat Andres Gomez, finishing with a 6-bagger, did Mike. 242 to 236. Gomez finishing in 5th. Considering he did it on one leg, that's incredibly impressive. Man, he's locked in right now.
Yeah, was that a different shot, or did Mike just want to replay?
It looks that way, doesn't it? I think he looks like on 19 he goes a little farther left with the ball, and then it comes in here. He's got it down. He's tapered this the way he wants it.
Yeah, he's definitely hooking the ball just a little bit more on 19. That's a great point, Dave. A little straighter on 20, but his ball's doing the right thing right now. Can he keep his emotions in check and just keep making great shots?
If you were going to have bowling-themed cocktails or mocktails, you could name them Purple Hamel, Tropical Surge. That would sound good. Just like that.
You could tell the way he kind of hopped up there at the end. He was like, uh-oh, that one might be a 7.
Yeah, let's see.
See how far the replay goes. 7-pin gets snapped out by the 4. But you can watch right as this ball goes into the pins, he's like, oop, get that 7. You just kind of know off your hand, ooh, that one's going to need some help. JJ walking that one out.
Oh, boy, he got a late rip on that 10. That would have been a lonely walk if that didn't happen.
Yeah, he starts to walk this out. 6-pin just does enough to get the 10 out.
Well, he's got to throw some shade at Bailey. He's going to have to make it 3 in a row here, because this looks really easy. A difficult sport is made look really easy right now by Mike. And I think looking for a re-rack here?
No, we got a ball.
Okay, he hasn't gotten his ball back yet. All right. He's working, what's that, he's got an iced coffee and water. So he's going for energy and hydration.
There's a great look at Samstown Bowling Center.
Don't forget, we will be on hand with Ron Moore to present the trophy and check to whomever picks up this major championship. The defending champion in a little bit of trouble. Not of his own doing, but of what Mike Bailey has done so far.
Yeah, JJ's moved even further left. Slowed his ball speed down. So he must have heard what I was saying and go, there's a reason Hess is in the booth and I'm on the lanes. I'm going to ignore what Hess said, but do what I need to do.
There he goes.
Really shaping that urethane.
JJ, USBC Hall of Famer. Major presence in the past on Team USA. But Mike Bailey going for a six-bagger. He closed out Andres Gomez. He beat him with a six-bagger, although Gomez had a chance to win the match. But he needed a strike in the 10th and did not. So Mike can string him. He's not even getting close to trouble.
Yeah, no, just the last shot on 19, we saw him kind of go, ooh, get that 7 out. But over here on the right lane, he's not missed being dead flush. He's taking a good look at the rack there on 19.
I think, I'm trying to remember his previous game. He owned the right lane in the previous game. It was the left lane that gave him a couple of hiccups.
Yeah, he's only missed twice.
Yeah, and
Left.
that was on the left.
Yeah, back-to-back 2, 4, 6, 10s on the left lane.
One of which he made, by the way.
Which was huge.
Yeah, as it turns out. We were wondering how much of a factor those two leaves would be, and he missed the first one, which is certainly understandable, but he made the second one. Okay.
Yeah, walking that one off to the left just a touch. No, I think he liked that one a little bit better than the last one. You know, you didn't see that hop up of, oh, carry. He's like, yeah, that one's good.
He's just, literally it's a stroll right now for Mike. Janowitz has to keep the pressure on somehow. And he is. Four-bagger for JJ.
Yeah, he's made the move left, softened his speed, throwing that ball a little further to the right. Unfortunately, does not matter what JJ does here.
Down 32.
Yeah, Mike Bailey's going to have the opportunity to step up and close out this match.
Randy Weiss, right-hander, awaits the winner. John Mikowski at the top of the stepladder and in the unique position of you got to beat John twice if you are going to capture the title. It's been done before, though. Hasn't it, Tom?
It sure has.
So, JJ, how did it go? Well, I bowled 268. Oh, wow. Congrats. Well, I lost. That could happen.
He hasn't.
That could happen. I'm not saying it will, but that's on the table.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I've been watching this entire match, obviously, over here producing, but we are just one hit away from this thing becoming a one-pin match or potentially a tie ball game here. I mean, this is probably the most pressure Mike's ever seen in his life, and he's bowling against the defending champion, the guy who's on the banner when you walk down the stairs. This is a huge pressure shot right here. Anything can happen.
I would have to say this shot right here is probably the biggest shot of Mike Bailey's career. A little quick. Oh.
Well.
Very aggressive. I love it. It looked just a touch fast to me. You can see him kind of hop there.
Yeah, we don't have the miles per hour, but I think that might have been a little extra on his fastball. That one was
14.77.
7.7, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've actually looked at that stat. It's not on our scoreboard, but it's on the scoreboard that is here in the lanes. And actually, JJ's last shot was almost 14.9. Well, here's where Mike can win the match.
And he does.
How about this performance from both of these guys? And Mike Bailey has knocked out the two most experienced players in step ladders and in general in winning. He's taken them out. Andres Gomez and John Janowitz, the defending champion. We're going to need a new banner, it looks like, for next year for the bottom of the escalator.
Taking his time.
That last shot, by the way, 15.2 miles an hour. Gotta go.
Wow.
Gotta go.
That happened in just the right frame. Simply incredible bowling from John Janowitz. But bested by Mike Bailey.
How about it? This makes it almost weirder. How'd it go, Mike? Well, I had a couple of 2 4 6 10s and I had a 7-10. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, I won. I beat Gomez and I beat Janowitz.
Well, if I'm the two guys that are down here getting ready to come on,
yeah,
I'm paying attention to the fact that Mike Bailey is absolutely dead flush every shot on 20. But 19 seems to be his trouble lane. He's 7-10. He had the one where he thought he was gonna leave the 7 that you could see him kind of, ooh, please. And that is going into my decision making as I'm coming on to bowl here. I've said many times on this channel that I love to finish the match first. I don't know that if I was in that situation that I would want to give Mike Bailey the 10th frame on the right lane right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. And JJ is going to finish with style. May well put up that 268.
That's going to be 260 something, Dave. But I think if you would have told any one of these 5 guys, you're going to get out there, you're going to bowl your one game, you're going to bowl 268, they're going to go, I like my chances.
Yeah. Where do I pose for that picture? Do I need to tuck my shirt in? And you'd have been beaten. 277 from Mike Bailey. Wow.
Incredible bowling from John Janowitz.
All right, 267 wasn't good enough. Incredible, but give it all to Mike Bailey, who's gone 242, 277 in his games so far. Absolutely incredible. And we'll get our first look today at the number 2 seed, Randy Weiss. Mike, I don't know what in the world JJ could have done there. 2 10-pins took him out. That he made them, but he 2 shots back to back. The one was a little flat, and that was it.
Well, they did a great job designing this lane pattern. It's 41 feet in length, high volume, a lot of milliliters of oil out there, 32. And that shape on the outside part of the lane, it was designed to really hold up through the burn and the double burn squads through qualifying through 3 days. They just oiled in the morning and that was it. And we saw throughout all of bracket play and the matches that big scores were out there, especially with, using urethane out. Mika
Right.
Koivuniemi had an 835 in this event, using a purple hammer all 3 games. And pair to pair, they were quite tricky. That's what the players told us throughout the week. So no surprise to see high scores here in our championship final. JJ made great shots out there. You're going to leave a couple of those, corner pins, single pins once in a while when you're hitting the 1-3 with urethane. But at the same time, we saw Mike go up there, and he was doing the exact same thing. He was just able to string his strikes a little bit differently. And that 7-10 he left there at the end of the match, that was the perfect time for it. If that would have bit him earlier in the match, JJ would have been moving on, guys.
Yeah, now what Mike's got to do, Mike, is get that 7-10 out of his mind. He's just got to forget. He's got to keep doing what he was doing. I don't know if he needs to make an adjustment. The one would have been in the 6th frame where he thought, where he kind of hopped up to go, get the 7. That was still a pretty good shot. That snapped it out.
Well, we're certainly glad everybody's here with us here on Bowl TV watching continuing coverage here, the championship finals of the 2024 USBC Senior Masters. And you just mentioned Mike Bailey's bowl, and my name's Mike Flanagan. We also had a guy by the name of Mike Anderson make it into the top 64, and he's very involved and really kind of runs the show underneath Ken and Kathy Keegan at I Am Bowling. And those fine folks are located right here in Las Vegas, and they've been operating their business for over 20 years, been doing a great job with that. And at this point in time, they would like to give you, the Bowl TV community, an opportunity to win a jersey. So we're going to do a bowling jersey giveaway right now on your screen. I'm going to go ahead and send that over, and a giveaway will begin. You'll see it pop up on your screen. There'll be a countdown for 60 seconds, and then you'll be able to click that submit entry. If you're in full screen mode, you'll need to get out of full screen mode to be able to enter the giveaway, and then go right back into full screen mode. Once the winner is determined, you will see it pop up on your screen. You'll be notified from the marketing team from the United States Bowling Congress, operators of Bowl TV Media Network here, and you will win that I Am Bowling jersey giveaway, courtesy of our friends over at I Am Bowling. We're looking forward to somebody winning that one coming up here. And again, thank you for being a Bowl TV subscriber.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. I'm Dave Lamont. Tom Hess is here also, newly minted PBA Hall of Famer. And we're getting ready for our third match of 4 here at the USBC Senior Masters for the title. And this time we're going to get a look at Randy Weiss. There he is. And watching Randy yesterday, Tom, I don't know how much – you didn't bowl against him, did you? I don't think you did. No,
I did not.
Yeah, he was streaky, both good and bad. There were moments where Randy just like, oh, well, this isn't going to, maybe not his day. And then suddenly, Weiss won that game? Oh, I see, a 6-bagger. That'll do it. So he was very streaky. He's a rookie, 50 years old, and is committed to full-time, although he will not be in Colorado next week. He's got his daughter's birthday party to take care of, his 7-year-old, so we get it. And so he'll get his Father's Day with his daughter, which ought to be pretty sweet. You see his arsenal, it's a pretty large one, and we'll see what he ends up deciding to do when the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, that shot there was with the Black Venom. Looks like the 2 that he's brought over here are the Primal Shock and the Black Venom.
Got Jeff Johnson helping him out.
Tony Johnson.
Tony, thank you. There is a Jeff Johnson out there.
There is
That's
a Jeff
Tony.
Johnson.
Yeah,
Jeff Johnson is helping John Rakowski. Tony Johnson helping Randy Weiss.
There you go.
Those guys, Johnson brothers, not related.
What were the odds? If they had different names, I would go, oh yeah, that's weird, but not Johnson.
Yeah, this week it's been 2 Johnsons and a Callahan this week. Jimmy Callahan representing Storm Bowling Products, of course.
Well, Chuck Gardner was out here for a little while, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah, I missed him, unfortunately. By the time I got in, I guess Chuck had departed, which is a shame. I always like spending a little time with Chuck.
Shout out to the ball reps and all the work that they do. 312 players this week. That's a lot of players to rep. Also player services as well being here this week with the truck out there. So appreciate everybody making this thing go around. And also we might as well thank our unbelievable staff that we had here running the event this week. Damon Sirocco, Gary Brown, and Dave Schroeder running the event this week.
Living legend in Dave Schroeder. Gary Brown, as a matter of fact, is checking on lane choice right now. Randy will start on the left lane.
All right, Randy Weiss is a higher seater.
Yeah, that's going to put Mike finishing on the left lane.
Okay. Somebody was listening. Randy out of Columbia, South Carolina. A few South Carolina guys on the kids tour. The artist formerly known as Richie Allen, Dick Allen, South Carolina guy. Number 2 seed, looking for his first senior title, and it would be a major. A little slippery on the first shot, and he almost got a huge break there.
Here, Randy choosing to go with the Black Venom. You can see he's further right of where JJ played the lanes. So we'll have to see how JJ hooking the urethane has affected the rest of the right-handers here. Again, Mike Bailey's got these lanes set up pretty solid for him.
Yeah, a little sigh of relief, I think, for Randy. I don't know him. I just talked to him today, first time I had a chance to meet him, but I don't know if he's nervous. I just don't know the personality that well. I would have to think you've got to be a little bit nervous in this situation.
Well, if you're not, it doesn't matter to you.
Right, that's a good point. Yeah,
You know,
if you don't, then you don't care.
You've got to have a little bit of nerves. His first PBA 50 show, bowling for a major. I'm sure Mike Bailey was fighting the nerves early as we saw the couple of errant shots against Andres Gomez, but Mike sure looks comfortable now. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to have to reset that because it was swept away. This is one that I bet makes an Inside Bowling Instagram post one day. Hint, hint.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Mike went high his first shot against JJ on this lane after taking a break. Goes slightly high again. Last time got the 8 out, left the 6. This time gets the 6 out, leaves the 8. So both of those shots could have 6-8'd. Mike is most likely going to get away with 9 spare for both of them.
Yeah, and that strike will be fixed on the scoreboard. But, I mean, even the pin setter was fooled. Even weirder was that pin was tilting to the right a little bit. And you thought, okay, gravity's going to show up here. And
yeah, from where I was sitting looking at it, I mean, I thought it was down.
Yeah.
That's as close as it can get to falling without actually falling.
Yeah. Oh, and he got a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, this has been Mike's bad lane. We saw him come up light on that fill ball, swished the 710 there. Another light swisher.
I know he's not here as he's home, but that was almost a lint roller. That was almost like a Troy Lint strike where the head pin just takes half the rack out. And that's what that one reminded me of.
Yeah, if Mike gets that light swisher and the high flush one that he's been throwing a lot, Randy and John might be in trouble.
Pretty shot from Randy.
Yeah, Randy's pretty much playing right where Andres was playing with the urethane. He's further right of JJ. That could be a good thing for him. JJ throwing the urethane from in could create a little bit of hold for Randy.
Now, is he throwing a little faster than Andres was? Yeah, I'm at 15.4 here. He might be throwing a little bit harder.
Yeah, that one was 15-2-9 for Randy.
Okay.
Got to be honest, I didn't look up to see.
No, I didn't either. But it just to the naked eye looked like it was a little quicker, or harder, I should say.
Yeah, the reactive bowling ball is going to change direction faster down lane than the urethanes.
Okay.
Gets the light swisher. That one 1.5 miles faster, 16.5.
John Murkowski standing by, the number 1 seed, in a somewhat enviable position of having the luxury of losing a game, and then we would have the winner-take-all second game. Or he could just take care of business and win 1 game, and that's that. Business as usual on that lane for Mike, although he didn't strike to open the game, but he has dominated this right lane.
Yeah, I think his opening shot in both the second and third match, just really trying to keep his speed under control, trying to keep his emotions in check, and got just a fraction slow with both of those. He's got that light hit going on over there on the left lane. The only thing cooler there is if the 7 was standing, that head pin took it out.
Now, this is how Mike Bailey has operated. If you're just joining us, he defeated Andres Gomez 242 to 236. And he did it with a 6-bagger at the end. And then he defeated the defending champion, John Janowitz, 277 to 267. Yeah, he's mixing them up too. And
telling himself to slow down a little bit there.
Yep.
You can see he kind of fell off to the right there on that shot. Maybe just a touch quick with the feet.
Well, you and I were talking before the show, and this seems to be an absolute universal among observation among bowlers when they get on television for the first time or two. It's how quickly things go by. And, you know, I'm sure Randy's starting to sense that now. He looks up, oh, man, it's the 5th frame already. You know, you gotta try to slow it down if you can. He doesn't need any more advice from me.
Yeah, these bowlers putting on a great display. Randy really liked that one. You can see a little bit more emotion from Randy than Mike. Mike's just up there taking care of business. Ho-hum, another strike. Randy, kind of a double little fist pump there, showing some emotion.
No. I couldn't tell if the messenger went in front or behind the 7. Either way, it didn't do its duty.
Head pin goes right in front of the 7 as we're going to get another look here. This is the first time Mike hasn't been high flush on this lane. That one just a touch light. See the head pin come off the wall right in front of the 7. this is where Mike's got to slow everything down. He's still in this match. It's just a one-shot match here.
It's just living in and around the pocket today has been Mike Bailey. You can stay in the loop with all things bowling. Subscribe to our newsletter, our Bowl TV newsletter, for exclusive updates, tips, and behind-the-scenes content. Join the Bowl TV family now. I certainly want to thank all of you who've been watching all week long the 2024 USBC Senior Masters. And understandably, whatever, I've heard that tone before. I don't know if that's a text tone, a ringtone, or...
Yeah, it sounds like an alarm or something went off on somebody's phone here.
Yeah, just over here to the right of us.
You know, he just couldn't get to it fast enough.
Randy looked like he was actually going to throw the shot. He was good with about 5 beeps, but once it got up to 6, I think that was enough.
Yeah, I kind of looked over to the right. The one thing that I don't know, did he not set his ball completely down and completely start over?
He did.
He did set it down? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I think he hit the reset button.
Great shot. First show, phone goes off.
Yeah, how about that?
Reset, steps up, makes a great shot. That's great mental focus right there. Easy to let thoughts creep into the head of, really, come on, you couldn't just shut your phone off. Randy. Oh, great shot.
5-bagger for Weiss.
One thing about Randy Weiss, too, guys, is, you know, he's been a tour rep out on tour. He's also made some TV shows on the regular men's tour.
True that.
He's kind of born again out here, you know? When you turn 50, you have that opportunity to do something.
Yeah, I do know.
There's a guy in the booth right now, I think, that knows how to do that as well.
Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Mike, but I think, you know, this, oh, wait, I know. No, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, that's left.
And that is the first bad shot of the day, really, from anybody. Is there an extra pin back there? Does he have the 9 pin also? Yeah, I thought so.
The old 4 through the middle. Lost a lot of count. The 9 pin back there makes this a really tough spare, because if you cut the 3 enough to get the 4, you're likely to not get the 9. Is makeable. Probably put it at about a 10% make chance.
It's a great effort. Okay, open frame against Randy. Let's see what Mike Bailey does with this off of a strike. That's tough because you just have to kind of lightly kiss that 3 pin. He got just a little too much of it.
So now if you're Mike Bailey, you can't get too excited and overthrow this one. You got to stay in your process. Mike missed, you know, for the first time light the last shot here on 20. He's got to decide, is it the lane transitioning or did he throw it bad? And just get up here and execute again.
Like that.
That's pretty good.
That's exactly what he did.
Stepped up like a tour veteran. Mike's a very accomplished player. Multiple regional titles. Just doesn't bowl a whole lot out on the national tour. When we got down in Texas, where he's from, he bowled the national stops down in Texas. Mike, very accomplished.
And right back to the left lane where he will be finishing. And he showed that he's ready to do that. That's 3 strikes in a row now for Bailey.
Yeah, he gave that one a handful. He got that one up high flush. No more of that light swisher. Great aggressive shot there.
Randy was spending some time with Mike Johnson there. Randy's best finish so far, 7th. Make that Tony Johnson. I said Mike did not mean to do that, but that's Tony. Anyway, Randy's best finish, 7th. He's also had an 18th in Granville Financial Open, 35th at the Villages. Didn't cash his last 2 in Florida, Fort Myers or the Petraglia. He's going to cash here, but what place?
It's looking more and more like a 3rd place.
One shot. Turned this match around.
Now, this next shot for Randy is a big one. He has to strike here, in my opinion, to have any chance to win. If he strikes here, he can still bowl 240. That would make Mike strike in the 9th, mark in the 10th, or spare and then have to throw a double to shut Randy out. Mike pacing in the 230s right now.
Light, no, the left lane got him again. That time that shot just too light to get the head pin to do enough work.
Yeah, unfortunate change of circumstances there from Randy. I thought when the phone went off and he stepped up there and made the great shot in the 6th, I thought he was off and just, you know, unfortunately, the errant shot, and then things just go so fast up here, as we mentioned all the time. Hard to get that mind to settle back down after the unfortunate 4 count.
Well, if he does indeed finish 3rd, and it's looking much more like it, it's going to be Randy's best finish. He is the early leader for PBA 50 Rookie of the Year. And even though he will miss the coming events, he'll be back for the rest of them, it appears. So I don't think we've seen the last of Randy Weiss at all.
That's another really good shot from Mike Bailey.
He's handled every circumstance thrown at him. He had to come from behind to beat Gomez after having 2 audacious leaves, and the same leave, 2, 4, 6, 10. Thank you. And did it twice, made one of them, which is audacious also, and ends up rallying to beat Gomez. Runs into the defending champion, John Janowicz, who throws a 267 at him. That didn't matter because it was 277 for Mike. And he's just about ready to wrap up this match with Randy. And did.
Light swisher, and he walked off to the left there, and he is going to make a ball change here on the fill ball.
Well, he can afford to do that. As he is now in the championship match against John Rakowski, having to win twice is Mike Bailey, as opposed to John Murkowski. John just has to win one. It's like the NBA in the 60s with the free throw line. 2 to make 1. Right now, whatever ball he's throwing is working. It doesn't seem to matter. Mike Bailey owns that side. No resistance. And he's going to put up another crazy high score. I don't know what the record is for a USBC Masters block in the stepladder for average, but he might be setting it. He just has to be in the vicinity of the pocket right now. 269 to go with a 277 and a 242.
Yeah, he's kind of lined up right now.
Holy smokes. That's a 788 series. 262.66666 and so on average.
Under the pressure of being in the stepladder, having to take a break in between every game while guys get to come out and practice, and you've got to go down to a different pair and stay loose.
It's no problem. I mean, whatever's going on out there, it's not penetrating him at all.
Yeah, Randy's disappointed right now, but that's still a great event.
So for Randy Weiss, third place in the 2024 USBC Senior Masters, his best finish this year. Picks up a nice chunk of points, too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, final score of that match, 269-218. Have a nice hand for Randy Weiss.
And we're set up for the championship. John Murkowski and Mike Bailey for the title.
788 three-game set for Mr. Bailey.
Yeah, just announcing to the audience for 788, 8 practice shots for Murkowski on per lane.
Thank our Bowl TV crew up there that's been bringing you all the action live all week, just like they do all of our events. Mr. Mike Flanagan, Mr. Dave Lamont, and past Senior Masters and regular Masters champion, Mr. Tom Hess. Thank you, gentlemen. Great job up there. And Brian Kane is running around here somewhere. He's also part of that crew.
And Dave Schroeder's not wrong about Brian Kane running around out there.
Title match coming up. A reminder, John would have to be beaten twice here to lose the title. He's got to be beaten twice.
Guys, 2 programming notes here. Yeah, tiebreaker procedure also. Should a match end in a tie, a sudden death roll-off will determine the outcome. The higher-seeded player will have choice of starting lane and order. Should the match still be tied, players will switch lanes, remaining in the same order and continuing the process until the tie is broken. And as Dave Schroeder just announced here in the center, championship match, double elimination. Championship match will consist of a winner of the previous match versus the number 1 seed to declare the champion. If the stepladder finals are not televised, that's in the rules here, but it is televised here in the building on Bowl TV streaming, the number 1 seed loses the first game. They must be beaten again. Right now is the opportunity for our Bowl TV community to take advantage of a little giveaway that we're doing here. It's not just a little giveaway.
Yeah, I was going to say that you're underselling just a bit there, Michael.
This is a Storm bowling ball of choice, thanks to our friends over at Storm. A giveaway will begin soon. The countdown has begun on your screen. As soon as the submit button comes up, you can submit your chance to win. Someone will be named the winner randomly here on Bowl TV. And then once you do win, wait for an email. It'll come in early next week from our marketing team, and we will get you the Storm bowling ball of choice, courtesy of Storm Bowling.
Storm Bowling, the leading manufacturer of high-performance bowling balls? That is absolutely correct, boys and girls. Visit stormbowling.com to pick your next Storm Bowling ball. And always remember to bowl up a storm. A few minutes here to kick back and relax as we watch. All right, so, Tom, we've talked lane choice before. It now seems that Mike Abbott is impervious to whatever you throw at him. So if you're John, you start thinking, okay, what's better for me? To heck with him. What am I going to do to make me happy?
Well, I don't know who Mike Abbott is. But Mike Bailey.
Who is Mike Abbott, by the way?
Dave, I'm dying to know. Who is Mike Abbott?
You know, I don't know, but that's the second time.
Did you watch Abbott and Costello this morning?
No, because that's not Mike Abbott.
Is your favorite pitcher ever like Jim Abbott?
No,
Okay.
not Jim Abbott.
All right.
There was a kid I knew in school named Greg Abbott, not Greg Abbott. But you're right. Thank you, Tom. First off, I was wondering, what was so darn funny about that question? You're laughing. I'm going,
we just have no idea where this came from.
No, neither do I.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
I mean, it was like an email this morning come through from Abbott
from
Ambulance?
No, I didn't
checking
know there
up
was
on your
such
health
a thing as
care?
Abbott. No, I think somebody better check up on my health care. Wow. Anyway, Mike Bailey.
That's him.
The bowler that I've been watching for 2 days has shaken off whatever you've thrown at him. So my point still stands. If you're John Murkowski, you have the lane choice. Is it time to be selfish here and not worry at all about Abbott? Just seeing if you're paying attention.
Dave did that one on purpose, folks.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
That was not. Yeah, that was.
That was on purpose.
Hilarious.
About Bailey.
Okay. All kidding aside, John needs to worry about himself right now. Mike is throwing an equal amount of strikes on the right and left lane. John just needs to do what John thinks is best for John. Now, whether that's for his comfort, I want to finish. I want to get done. I want to put the pressure on Mike. Or if I want to throw those extra shots on 20, then you finish the match.
That's going to be fascinating. And, of course, John having that, I hate to say loss in his pocket, but he has the ability to lose a game and still win the championship.
You're not thinking that. No,
I would think
no
you can't.
Chance
Yeah,
are you thinking that? You're not going to go out and try to do anything crazy here and take a big chance
right,
and then have to bowl that what if. You're wanting to go out and take care of business right now.
Yeah, and you don't want to give Bailey any extra bonuses, any opportunities, anything to make him feel. I don't know how he can feel any better about himself than he does right now, other than taking the championship and the check and the trophy. But, yeah, this is going to be interesting for John, the lane choice here. So to recap, it was Bailey over Gomez, 242-236. Bailey over Janowitz, 277-267. And Bailey over Weiss, 269-218. 788. Just insane great bowling for the lefty.
Yeah, to do that in a match is amazing. To do that over 3 games against 3 different opponents in a stepladder final is that's pretty incredible.
Now he's going to have to do it twice. But it just, you look at him, I don't think the guy has a sweat gland that's opened yet. He looks completely calm. He's handled everything, every condition that you could throw at him. He knocked off the 2 most experienced players in Gomez and Janowitz. Randy Weiss certainly has plenty of experience, although a rookie on this tour is still a very experienced bowler. And Mike Bailey, there seems to be nothing that can get in his way. That's John Murkowski's job here. John, a one-time PBA 50 titleist last year.
John took out a couple of top 5 players on this tour to get here in Barnes and Janowitz on his way through perfection through the bracket. So he's been in control of the lanes, but
that was the big lane choice convo. What's the deal here, Gary?
Okay.
All right. So Mike Bailey will start on the left lane.
Tournament leader, select to have Michael Bailey start the match. So a nice hand for our championship match here.
And that graphic hasn't budged. Purple Hammer, Tropical Surge from Mike Bailey. And we'll get to the arsenal that belongs to John Murkowski very shortly.
It'll be interesting to see which one he goes with. He had a couple of balls that he threw in his 8 practice shots, and I'm not exactly sure which one he's going to go with. That being John Murkowski, who I'm talking about.
And Bailey again, just flush.
Yeah, that's the first time he struck in the opening shot since the first match. That was really good.
And our first look at John Murkowski under fire. No trouble at all.
Yeah, and John has decided to go with the all-new Radical Max bias.
And in so doing, he left behind a ball that he told me he was planning on using, and it had been his go-to ball. But he did mention that Radical was something he had just in case arrived.
And he is going with my strategy of different balls on each lane.
That's the ball he said he was going to use.
Yeah, that's the Extreme Envy. As Mike put up there, the hook rating for the max bias was the 10 and Extreme Envy 8.5. As reported earlier, you know, the right lane on this pair just a touch tighter, hence the more hooking ball on the right lane.
Well, this has been Mike Bailey since we got on the air. He hasn't changed. It's just insanely incredible bowling considering the conditions, the circumstances, and the fact that this is his 4th game now. And in order for Mike to win the title, he's going to have to bowl a 5th. But that doesn't seem to affect him. I think if you told him, hey, listen, Mike, you got till come a couple more games you got to bowl after this, and then okay. It's just been a staggeringly strong performance to this point.
Oh, the first one that he's really not liked and pays the ultimate penalty.
That one just sounded bad, if that makes any sense. It hit the lane funny. It just never looked like it was, and obviously, as you see there.
Yeah, he was just all out of whack. That one was way right. A little slow, fully grabbed.
Greek Church.
Yeah, got to get 3 and possibly 4 here. Oh, just 2.
Well, it's not the first time he's faced some adversity. He did face some adversity against Andres Gomez on the left lane with 2 identical leaves of 2, 4, 6, 10. And now he had the Greek Church. So a gift for John Murkowski. You see his arsenal, Max Bias, Extreme Envy, CBS, and the Envy Tour.
Yeah, John going with the Max Bias on the right lane, the Envy Tour on the left. Oh, that's left. Oh, and it laid there. Wow. Little help from all the urethane. You can see him stand up quickly. Point, and then he got away with one there. That could be bad news for Mr. Bailey.
Well, switching equipment every lane is paying off for Rakowski early on. 4 for 4. Bailey gets what's been for him a friendlier right lane for what's going to be a critical shot. Show his ability to come back from adversity. He's done it, obviously, especially in the first match against Gomez where he faced adversity. Against John Janowicz, he was just so good. There was no adversity at all. And at 269 against Randy Weiss, he was handing out the adversity. Perfect comeback. That's how it's going.
Yeah, that's a great recovery. Unfortunately, with the 2 low counts, Mike's max all the way down to 259 with just the 1 mistake.
Former San Jose State product.
Much better.
10 straight back that time for Mike Bailey.
Boy, we saw the one errant shot from Randy last match kind of derail him. Mike did his early enough. He's able to come back. He's going to be able to put some pressure on Rakowski, but John not showing any signs of letting up here early.
He's just piping that right on almost a straight line. There's nothing tricky about it.
Yeah, I really like what John has done here. John doing what he does. John's not a big hook guy. He doesn't hook the ball a lot. Very up the back, very forward roll. And he just moved over to the right where all the guys threw the urethane, and he's just using that urethane traffic as hold, and he looks very comfortable.
And sometimes it can be hard if you're the number 1 seed to be comfortable. You've been waiting, and you're practicing in 2 different sets of lanes and all of that, but this hasn't bothered him in his first 5 shots. For 6 shots. Wow.
Yeah, simply incredible first half of the game here for John Rakowski. And dare I say, Bailey's already in must strike.
Hurry. I can't believe that came back.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of room. That one was left, and, you know, he's set his lanes up pretty good for himself. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to overcome that one really bad one. You can see just how far left he got this one. That one's all the way out to about the 2 board. Comes back dead flush. Mike's just got to keep doing what he's been doing and hope that John gives him a chance. That's another good one. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Just lost energy, and there's the left lane again. Coming back to hurt Mike Bailey.
Wow, that one, that surprised. I thought that looked good. Must have just tried to catch a handful of it to try to make sure he got it up there to get the 7 out.
Well, a real opening now here for John Murkowski, who has made, this is his second show of this year. He was 5th at the opening tournament on the PBA 50 Tour, the Hamtramck Singles Classic at Vision Lanes. He also cashed in Granville at the Villages. He was 14th. He was 7th in Fort Myers and did not cash at the Johnny Petraglia BVL Open. But here, he is a few strokes away from a $20,000 first prize.
Yeah, you can't get ahead of yourself. John, I don't expect to do anything but get up here and throw a great shot. And that's pretty good.
Just carved him right down the middle. Yeah.
This is over.
John Murkowski.
The only thing left to see is he going to bowl 300 in the title match?
Well, how much you got on you? You got like a 10 or a 20 we could throw in for a bonus for him if he bowls a 300? Mike, you got a $20 bill on you or something?
Yep, I'll go ahead and invoice that one on your expense
Yeah,
account
please
there,
do.
Dave.
I think we should kick in something.
I think we should. I've got an unopened bottle of water here for him.
Okay. Like a little bonus would be nice. Pass a hat. Still available.
Gets the 8th one.
So John Murkowski's second senior title will be a major. And he joins a distinguished group of past champions, including my partner today, Tom Hess. And for Mike Bailey, one hellacious performance. But sometimes a certain lane can be a headache, and this was. The left lane that he's stepping to now was a headache.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 5 through the middle, that was a bad shot. I don't know what happened, why he got the big 4. Must have been a little slower, a little grabby, because it looked like it was online. But, yeah, this one's all over, but figuring out the final score.
Oh, come on now.
Little insult to injury as the head pin hits the 7 but doesn't knock it over.
Kind of needless. So second place for Mike Bailey, an incredible tournament. When you again, I'll throw this number out, and I'll probably throw it out again before we sign off. 312 showed up here. You had some major names, incredibly distinguished careers of a lot of these guys, whether at a national, world, or regional level. And it came down to these two, Bailey and Murkowski. And we got a little more to enjoy here from John. We're not going to need a second game. He just needs 3 more. Oh, come on, man. Really? Well, there's your champion, and what a W for John Murkowski. Some of the great names, you meant Dave Davis, who won this event, well, Pete Couture, Wayne Webb, Tom Baker, Gary Dickinson, Amleto, Walter Ray, PDW, won this one twice, Amleto won it twice. Of course, Tom, Dino Castillo, John Janowitz. I mean, some really superb players have captured the top prize. Oh, all right. Well, Brunswick is the leader in bowling balls, shoes, equipment, and apparel. Find out the latest products, promotions, and news from Brunswick and shop online at brunswickbowling.com or through your local pro shop today. As the audience recognizes our champion. We'll have a trophy presentation with the great Ron Moore. And Mike, just some shop talk on the air. Which microphone will I be using? That one or the?
Yes, sir. You will use that one right
straight
down
ahead.
there.
Okay, very good.
And then,
Thank you.
After you're done down there, you can throw it to Tom and I, but we'd like for you to come back and end on camera.
Oh, okay.
Tom.
All right. Very good. Be happy to do that. Well, I know it's weird because Mike was just so darn good, and then just had this happen to him. A 788 series the first 3 games, but he had to bowl a 4th, and that was the difference. 200 for Mike Bailey, second place finish in the USBC Senior Masters.
Still a great showing for Mike Bailey.
Score 278-200. How about another round of applause for Michael Bailey? Tremendous bowling all week today. How about a hand for your champion, John Murkowski? Folks, if you stick around here, we're going to have a check and trophy presentation. We are still live on Bowl TV. Dave Lamont's going to come down here and handle the check and trophy presentation here in just one moment. Stick with us, folks.
I don't think the cord's long enough. Ryan, can we get a longer cord?
Dave down there enjoying his time in the settee area with the microphone cord. It's always fun working with Dave Lamont, let me tell you, folks.
Watch the speaker. The broadcast guy. Let's come out a little more here. A little better for the speakers. Okay, great. Still got speaker noise there. Dave, going through this way. Was that line from Tootsie? How far do you want to go? How about Toledo? All right, we're ready to go here. Anyway, we are live on Bowl TV. First off, thanks to all of you who've come out to support us here for all week long here at the Senior Masters. We very much appreciate that. I'm really delighted to bring out the man who's going to be presenting the trophy. He's a Las Vegas native, or at least living here for quite a long time. You used to do what my dad did. You were an air traffic controller. So was my father. So I find that always a very cool connection. And this gentleman is a Hall of Famer and on the USBC Board of Directors. Would you please welcome the great Ron Moore? First off, how about a hand for everyone who made the Stepladder finals? I don't know if any of them are still here. Andres is in an ice bath somewhere. For Mike Bailey, tremendous bowling, Mike. You ought to be, I know it's easy to be disappointed at the moment, but just an unbelievable job. The second senior title for John Murkowski is a major. Would you please welcome our newest major champion, USBC Senior Masters champion, John Murkowski. I'm not sure where to start. You just kept blowing guys away starting yesterday. Perfect in match play. Today, nearly perfect as well today. I mean, what do you attribute this to?
Jeff Johnson, where are you? Thank you. Thank you.
Jeff back there, of course, working with you on ball rep and ball decisions. I asked you before about the equipment, and you had pointed out one ball in particular. You said, but just in case, I've got this radical ball. You ended up using both. How did you guys come to that decision?
Well, I woke up this morning to a text from Jeff, and he wanted my PAP. And I'm like, he's going to drill another ball for me. So I get down here, and he showed it to me, and he goes, just in case we need it. He didn't want to leave a hole in my arsenal, so I was like, okay. So down there, we got to practice with it down there a little bit. Then we got to the TV pair, and the right lane was a little bit tighter, so I decided to go with that one. And then the Extreme Envy was money all weekend, or all week. And that's why on the left lane, it was just like the rest of the whole tournament. So I threw the blue ball in the right lane and the red one on the left lane.
Simple. Even I could understand that. Now the generic announcer question. What does this mean to you to be a major champion?
I don't believe it. Last year was my first year out on the PBA, and I won my first title up in Michigan, the Monicelli pattern. And my wife pushed me to do this, so it's her fault. But I thought I'd give it another year. Would I think I'd be sitting here being a major winner? No, I really didn't. There's a lot of talent out here on the 50 Tour, and to get by all these, and my road here was phenomenal. So,
yeah, let's talk about the people you beat, Hall of Famers as well. And speaking of Hall of Famers, Ron, I don't want you to hold that any longer. That belongs in this man's hands right now.
John, on behalf of the United States Bowling Congress, the USBC Board of Directors, and our over 1 million certified members, congratulations. I present this. It's my honor to present this as the 2024 USBC Senior Masters Champion. Congratulations.
So last question, what does the rest of your summer look like? Will we see you this coming week in Greeley?
Yes, I'm bowling the whole tour this year, so I will be at every stop. So I will be there.
All right. Well, but be careful with that. Yeah. The ultimate and carry. Now, you're going to have a nice photo down there. I'm sorry, I was enjoying John's smiling face, but next year when you go down that escalator, you'll see this smiling face right here. Congratulations, John. Beautiful bowling.
Thank you. And I just want to thank all the fans that came out. Thank you to the kids. I owe them some money now. But thank you to my sponsors, Radical, Coolwick, Turbo, Tyler Armour. He's my rep for Brunswick. So I shout out to everybody, all my friends and family back home. Everybody's watching on Bowl TV. So hi, everyone.
When we do this event next year, this will be your defending champion. John Rakowski, everybody. And we continue the fun on Bowl TV. Mike, I'll be right there.
All right, great interview. I'm sure Cheryl is in tears watching at home. I know what it's like to win.
Yeah, big day for John Rakowski, certainly. And the thing that's the most impressive is the way he got here, defeating such great bowlers along the way, and then coming out here in this title match, using a different ball on each lane, trusting his ball rep. That's what it's all about out here. It's a family situation out here. Your ball reps, your friends, the people that support you, making great choices here on television, and boom, here we go, 278. Could have been 300. He made a good shot, and he takes it home 278 to 200 here. And you know what? He's very polished. He thanked all his sponsors there, everybody at home. I think he covered the gamut there, Tom.
Yeah, a very deserving champion, as you can tell. I love John. He's a great guy, one of the nicest guys out here on the tour. And to see guys fulfill dreams, man, it's awesome.
Yeah, it most certainly is. Let's we'll bring it back into the booth to Dave and Tom to wrap things up here today from Las Vegas.
Here's what jumped out at me, Tom, and I just looked real quickly because I kept a couple notes. The lowest winning score of a game today was 242. That was Mike Bailey's first game, and he beat Andres only by 6 pins. Otherwise, 277, 269, and then 270s here. After all the time these guys have spent here, day after day after day, a grinding format, to bowl that well for the championship is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, John just kept doing what he'd been doing all week. We talked about he beat Hall of Famer Chris Barnes. Then the next match, he goes and knocks off the defending champion, John Janowitz. Looked like we might have a JJ John Rakowski rematch. JJ bowls 267. not enough.
I know, that's crazy.
But John handled the emotions great, came out, loved the strategy right from the get-go. I've talked about it. By the time I got to this championship match, it was 2 balls, a different ball in each lane. John committed to it, went out there, made 11 great shots. Every one of them should have struck.
Yeah.
Ends up bowling 278, and a very deserving champion in John Rakowski.
I think we're going to see him again on the tube, too, I really believe, because he'll be in Greeley. We'll see how he handles the emotions. He'll have a little time to settle down and bask in that glory before he gets back to working on the lanes. But I think he's established himself as somebody that's going to have to be watched for a little while here on the PBA 50 Tour. It was funny. The first time I think he's been nervous all day was talking to me. I mean, his demeanor out here when it mattered, when he was throwing shots, was just perfect.
Well, the only thing I'm going to disagree with there, Dave, is we all knew that John was somebody to worry about.
Yeah.
And he got his first title last year in his first full season on the PBA 50 Tour. And he's well known amongst his peers out here as being a great player and again, very deserving champion.
I'll see you in a few days.
Yeah.
Safe trip to Colorado. And thank you all very much. Thank you, Mike Flanagan. And it's always great to see you. And I'll see you again over the summer. BK, as always, we can't do it without Brian and his invaluable contributions. So for PBA Hall of Famer Tom Hess, for Mike Flanagan, Brian Kane, and everybody back at Bull TV, we thank you so much for supporting us. We will see you in a few days in Greeley, Colorado for another major championship on the PBA 50 Tour, the PBA US Senior Open. I'm Dave Lamont. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, at Bull TV, bowling lives here.
Good day, everyone.